You are listening to Resilient Life, the podcast where we explore the power of resiliency. I'm Nikita Ross. It is my hope that listening to this podcast will give you the tools to connect with and increase your resiliency. So join me on this adventure of self-discovery and self-love. Welcome back to another episode of Resilient Life, the podcast where we explore the power of resilience. I'm your host, Nikita Ross, and today we're embarking on a journey to explore a topic that is often overlooked, but plays a significant role in our daily lives. Most of us want to be happy and peaceful. We don't want to be angry or sad or hurt. And in an effort to obtain and maintain happiness and peace, we as human beings have a natural tendency to want to control things. We attempt to control our surroundings, our relationships, how other people behave, and especially our futures. So I ask you to think about who controls you. Of course, the first answer is I control me or I'm in control. But have there been times when someone controlled you by controlling your emotions? What I mean is, has there ever been a time when someone made you feel like you wanted to fuss or cuss or scream or get angry? They made you feel hurt, upset, or embarrassed. Who was in control then? I'm not judging you. I'm not blaming you. I'm not attacking you. I have been there too. The truth is that while we can't control what other people say and do, we can control ourselves, our thoughts, and our actions. I know this may sound obvious, but think back to a time when you were upset over what someone else said or did. Did you in that time remember that all you could control was how you felt, responded, or thought? I often forget. Stay with me because there are a few other things that we can control. So let's talk about them. First and foremost, we have control over our thoughts. Our thoughts shape our perception of the world and influence our actions. We can choose to have positive thoughts or negative ones. We can choose to focus on the good in any situation or dwell on the bad. When we have control over our thoughts, we have the power to create our reality. Next, we have control over our actions. Our actions are a reflection of our thoughts, and we have the power to choose how we act in any given situation. We can either react impulsively or respond thoughtfully. We can choose to be kind and compassionate, or we can choose to be selfish and hurtful. Our actions have a ripple effect, and by being mindful of them, we can create a positive impact on ourselves and those around us. Moreover, we have control over our attitude. Life is unpredictable, and we cannot control what happens to us, but we can control how we react and respond to it. We have the power to choose our attitude towards any circumstance. We can choose to be optimistic and see the silver lining, or we can choose to be pessimistic and dwell on the negative. Our attitude is crucial in determining how we navigate through life. We also have control over our choices. Every day, we are faced with numerous choices. And while we cannot control the options presented to us, we have the power to choose the best one for ourselves. We can choose how we spend our time, who we surround ourselves with, and how we handle challenges. Our choices shape our lives and well-being. And by being aware of them, we have the ability to create the life we want. Lastly, we have control over our self-care, our physical, our mental, and our emotional well-being. It's all in our hands. We can choose to take care of ourselves by eating well, by exercising and practicing self-care activities. We can also choose to prioritize our mental health by seeking help when needed and practicing self-love and forgiveness. When we take care of ourselves, we are better equipped to handle the things that are beyond our control. And we have to remember that there are things that are beyond our control. Things like the weather, other people's words and actions, and unexpected events. We cannot, or at least try not to stress about these things and try not to let them consume us. Instead, we must learn to let go and focus on the things that we can control. I still struggle with this on many, many days. But here's some strategies to help us focus on what we can control. Take a deep breath and remind ourselves that other people's actions don't define who we are. I could choose to see their words or actions as a reflection of their behavior and not my worth. If we find ourselves in a moment where emotions are running high or strong, sometimes it helps to take a step back and give ourselves some space. This could mean walking away from the situation for a few minutes to gather our thoughts and to calm down. Another one is practicing mindfulness and meditation. It can be a powerful tool in regaining control over our emotions and our reactions. Additionally, it's important to communicate our feelings assertively but calmly. Instead of reacting with anger, we can express how the other person's words and actions made us feel without blaming or accusing them. Listen, I struggle with that. Another strategy is to focus on problem solving rather than dwelling on the negative emotions. Ask ourselves, what can I do to feel better right now? This can involve engaging in a hobby you love, talking to a trusted friend, or even writing down your feelings or thoughts. Remember, it's perfectly normal to feel a wide range of emotions, but by practicing these strategies, we can learn to manage them in a way that aligns with our true selves. Taking control of how we feel, think, and act is a journey. But with each step, we become more empowered to live a happier, more peaceful life. So, Resilientites, let's recap. We have control over our thoughts, our actions, our attitudes, our choices, and our self-care. These are things that we can focus on and improve our lives with. By doing so, we can create a sense of control and contentment within ourselves. I also want to point out that self-control is the best, most consistent control. Let's use this knowledge to live our lives to the fullest and make the best of every situation. If today's episode resonated with you, remember to share with someone who could use a little boost of resilience today. Together, we can make a difference, one story at a time. I hope this episode gave you some tools to connect with and increase your resiliency. I'm proud of you. Let's keep up the momentum. Follow Resilient Life on your favorite podcast platform and on YouTube at Resilient Life Podcast. Until next time, be kind to yourself and others.